slashers and scream queens. I want to play a game. You spend your days, your nights, listening to the Horror Daddies. If you don't like, share, subscribe, you will meet your fate. The choice is yours.
Thank you, Jigsaw. You heard the man. Make sure that you follow. You don't want to die. Do you want to die?
Hell no.
All right, that's exactly. Well, welcome to the Horror Daddies Podcast.
A podcast where we talk about horror movies.
And the daddies in them.
I am one of your hosts, the horror daddy himself, Carlitos.
And I'm your film daddy, John Nitos. And
yeah.
What did we watch today, Carlos?
Today we watched the 2004 introduction of torture porn, maybe.
Saw. The cult. I wouldn't say cult classic. I think it's a very iconic movie.
It is.
It did change.
But is it that old to be considered a classic?
It doesn't matter. It could be. I mean, there's a lot of I consider classics.
There's a debate on there.
Oh, really?
It's always a debate.
You think so?
It's like, where's the cutoff for like classic?
I mean, I think this is a classic. I think this movie succeeds. I think it changed horror in a way.
Yeah, it's the franchise of the 2000s, really. I mean, along with all the other ones that people got tortured in. But the real debate is who started it, Hostel or Saw?
When was Hostel?
Hostel, well, you got me there because that's
So
it's around. I think it's around the same time, like not year wide, but like that year 2005, right after.
Right. Okay, so Saw
right
started
after
it, bro.
But Hostel goes in.
I will say, this has the stigma that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre has, where everyone thinks that the original movie was super gory and super violent, and then you watch the movie and you're like, there's like barely any blood.
Yeah, I mean, there's blood, but like it's not like arms getting chopped off or nothing.
Yeah.
It's not like the sequels.
It get like the torture porn aspect of it is later.
It started like in 3.
Yeah, I think after. I know 3. I think
because
3
2
was
pretty tame too, in my opinion. Okay. So let me.
Let's get
So with Saw.
Oh, before we start the episode, thank you, Manscaped, sponsor of the day.
Thank you. Your balls will thank you. Not mine too. But this is not the franchise. This is not for me. This franchise is not for me.
I get it.
Is it a bad franchise?
Debatable.
Some movies. As a small child, I remember scrolling through the television because that's when we had cable and stuff, and I remember going through the channels, and I saw something that interested me, so I started watching it. I don't remember what it was, but then it cuts to commercials, and all I remember. I don't know if it was the same commercials or 2 different times that I got caught. But one commercial was fucking Billy the Puppet going, I won't play a game. And it was like 2 a.m. I freaked the fuck out. I turned off the TV and I just laid under the covers the rest of the night. Yeah.
Usually a jump scare.
I was like, quick. Oh no, what the fuck was that? The second time, or what? I don't remember if it was probably the same night because I'm a fucking idiot. It was a TV spot, and there was the scene with Adam in his fucking apartment flashing the camera, and you don't see nothing. And that TV spot was basically the jump scare of the pig jumping at him. I lost my shit too. So I stood away from these movies. But then I remember my mom had the DVDs where like they were see-through, like the real cool ones that were see-through, and she would be watching them, and every time I would walk by, it's somebody getting chopped up. But I don't know if it was the first one or it could have been one of the sequels, like 2 or 3. Because actually, she took me to see 3 in theaters.
That's fucked up.
I mean,
because
it's a thing in this podcast.
3 has one of the most crazy kills. That fucked me up.
Yeah, I went to theaters to see 3. My mom, she didn't care. I mean, look at me now.
Oh yeah, you're perfectly fine.
Look at this.
Look, yeah.
So like this franchise, I don't seek it. I don't go watch it. It's not for me. But if I'm with friends, if I'm with anyone that loves this franchise, I respect that. And if they want to put it on and watch it, I'm going to sit down and watch it with them.
Yeah, because
I'm not going to say no to it. It's just nothing. It's not the franchise that I'm like, let's go watch Saw.
Yeah.
Like I will skip it all the way to unless someone wants to watch it, then I'll watch it with them.
Yeah, because you respect that Saw is what it is. Like it did change horror. It did. I mean, it started like a genre pretty much of horror. So, but it's not your genre. Like you like slashers. Like that is your thing. But a lot of people like this type of shit. Like honestly, I love this Saw. The first Saw movie for me, it's one of my favorites.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
I feel like it's pretty solid up to number 3, which it looks like it's a thing for me too. And then like after that, it just the same. I feel like it was the same over and over.
And it's always
And I just got tired of it. And it's just
it got really convoluted. Yeah. Like they tried giving too many messages, and it just. I haven't seen the latest one, the Book of Saw.
Yeah, I mean, neither have I.
We were supposed to do an episode, but it just I think we got busy with another one.
I also heard it's fine.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
We'll see. Maybe hopefully one day we'll get there.
But guys, for the listeners that have been with us for day one and have been wanting us to do this movie, here we are. Almost 2 years later.
So we got a lot of people recommending this one.
Trust me, I skipped it. I'm sorry.
He was literally like, I don't want to do it.
It's not a movie for me. That's all it is. But I respect the movie for what it is.
Yeah. So all the hate towards him. I guess, yeah. I like the franchise.
And Billy's pretty iconic, even though he scared the fuck out of me as a kid.
And I love that he's not even like, he's just like a symbol. Yeah. And in this movie, he has like, no, it's like he's just there.
He's like in one scene, or a couple of scenes, but like in one scene he talks. And I thought this movie as a child was like, okay, so is this like child's play with this creepy shit? But like, it's not.
Yeah, but this movie is directed and co-written by the one, the only James Wan, Malignant, Conjuring, Insidious, all those movies, all those fantastic movies. Also co-written and starred Lee Winnell. Yeah. Winnell, yeah. Two Australian director or filmmakers, I should say. They both wrote it back in the day. They had like this crazy idea, and the fact that this movie got even made is one thing. They have no money. They thought they could make this with like a little bit of money because they wanted to do it in one location. And I guess they sent it to America, and they're like, no, let's just have a meeting. Okay. Let's see how it goes. And they made a short film for it, like a little scene. They made a scene at home.
You know, this movie's a little too long for me.
A lot of things could be cut.
But sorry, I had to sneeze. But at the same time, I feel like anything that gets cut out, you'll be lost. Yeah. It's like every scene is important, but at the same time, too long.
They do have a couple repeats, which I don't know if it's a mistake.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's a couple times where, like, a scene will end with, like, an actor saying something, and then later, like, a couple minutes later, it'll go back to a flashback to that same scene.
It's like...
And it's like, wait.
Previously on Saw.
They continue it. And I'm like, wait, did they fuck up? Is that a mistake? Yeah, I know they say that, like, they enjoy when the fans catch a mistake from the movie, because they're like, oh, shit, we thought about this movie so much, and we thought we had all the ins and outs, but we still fucked up. Yeah. So, but... This was their first like big budget movie. This is what started them, or big budget, I should say, in air quotes.
Yeah, because the budget was $1.2 million,
which is, it sounds like a lot, but it's literally nothing. And the fact that it was even made, it was something that the producers loved from day one, and they instantly just was like, let's just fucking make it. They had like no chance to prepare. They're like, hey, let's start filming next week. And they're like, oh, fuck, well, whatever.
Gotta find a bathroom.
Yeah. They literally, this set, the only set that was built was the bathroom. The rest, it was like in the same studio that they recorded in. Okay. They literally just like, oh, we finished this scene, let's go move over here and film this scene. It is kind of wild how this movie was magically put together.
Okay. That's really cool.
But yeah, we also have, of course, Lee Winnell as Adam. We have Carrie anyways, Princess Bride. He's in Robin Hood. He's a famous actor as Lawrence Gordon. We're gonna call him Gordon for sure because they call him Lawrence, they call him Gordon, they call him Larry.
And to me, I just called him Gordon the whole time. It was easy for me.
It's fine. Everybody knows who fucking Gordon is. There's Danny Glover as Detective David Tapp, just David Tapp. Then we got Cam. I'm sorry if I'm butcher this. Loon as Stephen Singh. That's a co-detective. There's other characters in the movie. We have Michael Emerson as Zepp, and of course the famous Tobin Bell as Jigsaw, which we only really get to hear him.
Yeah, John Kramer.
Yeah,
John For the ones that don't know that.
Yeah, which we don't know. Yeah, for right now, we don't know his name.
Yeah, we don't even. Yeah.
We don't know his name. It's just he's the Jigsaw killer. And then I guess Oh, Shawnee Smith, which she's Amanda.
Yeah.
Which she comes later in the series.
Yep. Important character.
Mommy. Did you know she was in The Blob?
No.
I saw that and it kind of blew my
From
fucking...
the 80s?
Yes, from the 80s.
She would have been born in the 50s. That makes sense.
It literally blew the tits out of my body. Like, it was kind of crazy.
Was she a child?
No, she's like... She looked like in the maybe teen, maybe early
Was she
20s.
like a main character?
I have no clue. I've never seen
You can tell
The
that I've
Blob.
never seen The Blob.
I've never seen The Blob either. I just saw that and I was like, whoa.
Actually,
what the fuck?
I have seen The Blob. As a child, I just remember The Blob.
I mean, I guess that's the part you want to watch.
That's all I remember.
Yeah, no, I've never seen it. I've been interesting. And now that she's in it, I'll be like, oh, that's kind of cool seeing her back then.
Well, maybe we will. Maybe next week.
Maybe next week. But yeah, that's pretty much the main group of people that you really have to know about.
Yeah.
But do you want to say anything about this movie?
So if y'all wondering why this movie spawned off like a franchise of 10 movies, is because it made $103 million in the box office worldwide.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking wild.
Yep.
In the second movie, got literally greenlit the same weekend that this movie released.
Yeah,
because it was so
I think
popular.
the first weekend it made $18 million.
That's fucking wild. They were rolling on some fucking money.
Yeah, they were.
Oh,
And they came out every year. They were pretty much the Friday the 13th of the 2000s.
yeah. How many movies? 8, I think. 9.
9, 8.
I can't remember. Yeah, I don't know. They have a shit ton.
There's a lot.
Because now the Book of Saw is like a spin-off of Saw. So it's...
And apparently now they're making Saw X, which is, I think, the 10th one in the series.
I think it should be a Christmas movie. Because Saw X, backwards is Xmas.
Oh my God.
I know. I just blew your fucking...
it's technically Saw X. It's technically Saw... It's technically X was. X was.
But just flip it and reverse it. Just put my thing down, flip it and reverse it. Yeah. Anything else you want to know?
No, let's get into this movie.
Let's get into this fucking movie, baby. So if you've never seen it, I bought the Blu-ray. It's not streaming anywhere that I saw. Yeah, but
I had that Saw for a while.
it's available on Amazon if you want to rent it. But pretty much we do get this kind of underwater like title screen where everything's floating, everything's blue, and we get a little light kind of floating everywhere. Which I gotta say, this whole scene, when we find out what it is, it's fucking bullshit. We'll get there when we get there. But pretty much it starts with the key, and our main character, Adam, wakes up.
Daddy.
He's like, oh, what the fuck is happening? Then this little water goes down the drain, and the water from the tub empties out, and he wakes up, and it's all dark. He can't fucking see. And he says, what's going on? He says it's so funny. Is this an Australian actor being like, an American actor?
It's not the accent. What gets me is the tone of voice, because he sounds like a little girl when he says it.
Yeah,
and
he's like so innocent.
I was like, baby, calm down.
What's happening?
Yeah.
And then you hear on the other side, calm down.
And I was like, is Freddy Krueger in this room?
Because it's like, why does he have like such a like dark, edgy voice?
And then the lights turn on. It's like, oh, it's just me, Dr. Gordon.
It's some white guy. It's some white guy in the other side. And I love it because they introduce themselves. Well, okay, Gordon goes, what's your name? And Adam's like, my name is very fucking confused. Where the fuck am I?
Yup.
And Gordon goes, my name is Lawrence Gordon. I'm a doctor. Like, I didn't ask for your position. We're kind of like in a predicament right now.
Well, it's like, I got money.
He's like, okay, how's that going to help me?
But there's a dead man in the middle of the room, and we don't know who this man is.
He's just
holding
some guy.
Yeah, some guy. He's holding a gun and a recorder. And this is what I wanted to get to.
Yes.
Because later on in the movie, we see that Gordon has a patient.
Yes.
And it's John Kramer, obviously.
But we don't know that.
We don't know that. We never find that out. But it's John Kramer, and the man in the room is obviously also John Kramer. But a small little detail is that John Kramer on the floor is dead, looking towards Adam, because Adam doesn't know who he is. But if he would have been looking towards Gordon, Gordon would have known who that was.
Wait, wasn't he like with his head?
No, he was this way towards Adam.
Oh.
I made sure that.
Yes.
I made sure of that just in case, but that's why Gordon doesn't know who that man on the floor is.
Interesting. That's a small detail. This movie does have a lot of, even though it has a lot of mistakes, they do have a lot of attention to detail.
Yeah.
Because there was something else later in the movie. I'll probably remember it once we get there. But this movie is thought out pretty smart, and even later in the series, they kind of give messages to like his motives.
Yeah,
and
that's the one thing I really liked is the twist. Always the twist at the end. It's
Yeah.
kind of like mind blowing all the time. I was like, oh my god, it makes sense.
well, all the time until after the third movie.
Until some of the other ones are a little like okay. Well,
Yeah,
okay
because
now.
later in the movie, it's like there's always that one guy that's
Well, like,
working with the bad guy.
The ending to this movie is pretty like, oh shit.
This movie, this ending, literally is it gave me chills, and I was watching it yesterday, and I was like, damn, this is still so fucking cool.
Yep.
Such a cool scene. But pretty much, they don't know where they're at, and Adam finds a little tape on his pocket that says, "Play me," and then Gordon finds a note or an envelope that pretty much has his wallet. It has a bullet.
Yep.
And they're like, they're freaking out. There's a lot of banter between everyone at first.
On the tape.
Yeah.
He has a bullet
That's
and a
right.
tape.
He has a tape.
Yep. And they also have the they notice that the clock in there is new, so they know they've been kidnapped.
Yep.
And I don't know if we mentioned they were chained by their feet.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
like the whole thing.
That's their whole thing. Is they're chained by their feet through like these giant pipes.
Yeah.
And everything's disgusting. Everything's fucking gross. But they notice that the guy in the middle has a tape recorder.
Yep.
So Adam's trying to get it. He grabs his shirt. He pulls it. It's not working. So then he smartly uses his brain, and he takes the little what is that called? The shower plug.
The shower plug.
Yeah. The shower, like a bathtub plug, and then throws it, grabs it, and plays his tape.
Yeah.
His tape is
I got it, baby. I got you.
Yeah.
I'll read you the tapes because they're kind of poetic.
Yeah, so all the tapes always have a message with
Yeah.
like the killer's motive and like what's their mission after that. Except Adam. I don't think Adam has one.
So no, Adam's tape. Oh well, yeah.
No.
Okay.
Adam is kind of fucked.
So Adam's tape says, "Rise and shine, Adam." I'm not gonna read this very minute.
Can I do it? I can do the voice. Okay. Rise and shine, Adam. You're probably wondering where you are. I'll tell you where you might be. You might be in the room that you die in. Up until now, you simply sat in the shadows watching others live out their lives. But what do you voyeurs?
Voyeur. Yeah.
Voyeurs. What if in the tape he's like, the fuck does this say? Voyeurs see when they look out in the mirror. Now I see you as a strange mix of someone angry, yet apathetic, but mostly yes, pathetic. So are you going to watch yourself die here, Adam, or do something about it?
I don't get it.
So
That's what Adam says right after.
The fuck?
Yeah.
So Adam, I think, is fucked from the very start because
Oh well, we'll say why the twist, why he's fucked, because it's like they don't reveal it to the very end of why he's fucked.
he's fucked. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it fucking bothers me so much because I love Adam. Adam is such a great character.
Daddy.
And so the Jigsaw's motive is that he wants people to appreciate their lives.
Yes.
It's the whole the killer has a fucked up moral compass.
Yeah.
So it's like he thinks he's doing a good thing, but he's not.
Or is he?
That's an argument.
Yeah.
That is an argument.
Yeah.
So Adam is just that he's watching people, I guess, and he's not enjoying his own life. Don't know. His whole thing is that he'll take anything, any minute thing that shows that you're not appreciating your life, and he'll like amplify it. Death. That's the result.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's pretty much it.
Live or die.
Make your choice.
Yep.
So then we cut to. Is this when it says follow your heart?
I believe so. So no,
This
Doctor.
is what the Gordon one.
So yeah, now Gordon gets his tape. Do you want to read it?
Yeah, I can read it too.
Okay.
So Gordon does have a tape. They have a little back and forth because he's like, throw me the tape recorder.
They're
And
fighting
he's
over
like,
the tape recorder, yeah, because we don't. So the whole movie's also setting these two up to kind of go against each other,
Yeah.
and think that they're enemies of one another.
But
when
they
they're really not.
They don't know each other.
Yeah,
They're
well, they kind of, they don't.
Or
we don't
do
know.
they?
Yeah.
So now Dr. Gordon, or Adam plays Dr. Gordon's tape. Dr. Gordon, this is your wake-up call. Every day of your working life, you have given people the news that they're going to what was that noise that I just made? The news.
Sorry.
I was thirsting over Adam. Giving people the news that they're going to die soon. Now, you will be the cause of death. Your aim in this game is to kill Adam. You have until 6 to the clock. What? On the clock. Oh, 6 on the clock to do it. There's a man in the room with you. When there's that much blood in you, when there's that much poison in your blood, the only thing left to do is shoot yourself. There are ways to win this hidden all around you. Just remember, X marks the spot for the treasure. If you do not kill Adam by 6, then Allison and Diana will die, Dr. Gordon.
Dun, dun, dun.
And I'll leave you there to rot. Let the games begin. Follow your heart.
Follow your heart.
Because he hears that, and then Dr. Gordon's like, give me the tape. I just heard something. Give me the tape. And you barely can hear him go, follow your heart.
Yeah.
And it's so weird. I listened to it with headphones, and I was like, oh, okay. It's very clear with headphones.
Yeah.
But when you're in your living room.
I was like, what is he listening to? It just sounds like static.
It's static noise, and then barely you can hear him. It's so weird.
You probably could have heard it in a theater, but
maybe.
I do like the whole blood thing because it alludes that the man in the middle shot himself because his blood was poisoned because he has the gun. So that's what it's like. Okay, so that's what happened in this one right here.
Mm-hmm. And then you start seeing that like everything he says later in the movie, it starts coming back.
Yes, it's very. That's why it's very important. That's why I wanted to read y'all the tapes. They're very poetic in a way.
Yeah. So this is what got me. Where I was like, do you see Adam's fuck? He doesn't have a mission. It's like just stay alive, and then the other one's like you gotta kill Adam. So what's up?
Adam had a way out, but he fucked it up. That's why.
Well, yeah, we'll get there.
But this is when he spots the heart. He hears the message heart, follow the heart, and then there's a heart shit toilet, heart shaped out of shit by the toilet.
Yeah, eso mismo. It's like someone drew a heart with the shit on this fucking tank on the toilet. And they immediately like Adam puts his fucking hand through the fucking toilet that's covered in shit.
Nope.
It's disgusting.
Yep.
And I love that he's like found something. He's like not any solids. It's like disgusting. But he finds it in the tank. There's a giant bag with 2 hand saws, which you're gonna see down there.
Yeah.
And I love that he's like I kind of wish I would have done that first, but. I love that they're very human. Like they're just joking. Even though they're in the shitty situation, it's like their personalities are coming through, and they're trying to solve their fucking chains,
and it's not working.
It's not working. Adam's saw breaks.
Yeah, it does. I'm sorry. I'm only laughing because the fucking Scary Movie, yo. Scary Movie fucked my mind for all the horror movies that are supposed to be serious. But and you know that Scary Movie 4, how Dr. Phil cuts the wrong foot.
Oh yeah.
And then Shaquille O'Neal's like, you cut the wrong foot, and Dr. Phil's like, oh shit. But anyways, back to Saw.
That's it. That was it.
Because it was this scene.
But it's like you're laughing, and I'm like, that was it.
Because it was really funny.
Okay, so then Dr. Gordon realizes that these saws aren't supposed to be for our chains; it's for our foot.
For your foot.
Yeah. Like then he instantly goes, I think I know who did this. But he doesn't know him personally, is that he was a suspect. So we have a flashback scene to pretty much this like crime scene of this guy kind of like hanging in barbed wires. And they're like, oh yeah, he got fucked up.
Which I realized that in this movie, the games are not as graphic as they get in the as they get in
Give me this pen.
As they get in the sequels, because in the sequels you just watching people torture themselves, and in this movie it's just real fast cuts and like flashes, and it's like you don't really see much.
So those flashes and stuff were to hide pretty much the low budgetness of it as much as possible, because they were like, we have to get creative with this, because if not, it's just gonna look fucking terrible. So I do like, even though it's disorienting, it's very different from the era, and I do think it gives it like a layer of like chaos, because it's like they're not in a good place. It's very chaotic, so they kind of just they're just being fucked up in a really fucked up situation.
So this man here, his tape is pretty much says, hello Paul. Paul was a very popular name in this time era.
Paul?
Yes.
It's just,
I don't know if it's because I've been listening to Ice Nine Kills a lot, and they have that one American Psycho song, Hip to Be Scared, where he goes, "Hey Paul," which is, I know it's from American Psycho, but then it was also the guy from Urban Legend, Paul, which was the same person, Jared Leto. But Paul is like Paul.
I mean, those aren't in the same time at all.
It's the 2000s.
Was that movie the other? Well,
Urban Legend was 99. Close enough.
Oh, okay. I guess that's true.
2000s.
Yeah, I think just Paul is just basic. Like, let's give a white guy a name.
Basic horror movie white guy name.
Is either Paul, Bruce, or Adam.
Don't disrespect Bruce. Do not disrespect Bruce. But, hey Paul, you're a perfectly healthy, same middle class male. Your last month you ran straight up. Yet last month you ran a straight razor across your wrist. Did you cut yourself because you truly wanted to die, or did you just want some attention? Which is very interesting.
A little problematic,
but tonight you will show me. The irony is that if you want to die, you just have to stay where you are. But if you want to live, you'll have to cut yourself again. Find the path through the razor wire into the door, but hurry. At 3:00, the door will lock, and then the room becomes your tomb. How much blood will you shed to stay alive?
So yeah, this is one of the things, is that he was cutting himself, but was it for attention, or was it because he really wanted to die? So he put him in that situation where it's like, if you really want to die that bad, then prove it here. Don't do anything, or prove that you want to be alive.
Exactly. Which, it's the whole, like, the message of, like, appreciate the life that you have.
Exactly. So of course you see pretty much like a cut, like a really fast montage scene of him trying to escape.
Which, I would not have done that.
No, hell no. And that's the thing. Sometimes I'm like, hey, Jigsaw has traps, but for me, sometimes they're like, I feel like there's no other way of.
Like, there's actually no way out of them. Like,
yeah.
But I feel like they play on this, and later in the sequels they play that where Amanda's like, nah, I'm making these so I know you won't get out.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
She becomes a fucking villain.
She's psychotic as fuck. But there's a few of them that it's like you're gonna leave out of those fucked up regardless. Like, you're gonna be scarred, disfigured, and everything, but you're gonna be alive. So that's it. So Detective Tapp kind of becomes obsessed. This is when we meet Detective Tapp and Detective Singh.
We got 2 cases here.
Yes, we do get 2 cases. There's another case where it's like a game or a computer engineer or whatever that I guess how I took it was that he was calling out sick, but he was just hanging out with his friends and doing whatever. Because he's like, if you don't look so sick, show me how sick you really are. And then he has like a room. He's like in a room filled with numbers, just everywhere. With a, what was it? He's filled. So he has like flammable.
He's
gas.
covered in flammable oil or whatever the hell it is. There's a safe in front of him, and the floor is covered in glass.
Yes.
The whole thing is that he has to get the code to the safe by putting the candle up to the numbers, and I think the numbers, like, you can tell which one will be the number of the safe. But the only thing is, since he's covered in flammable oil and he's stepping in glass, it'll be kind of hard by holding the candle, because at any moment he can just lit on fire, which that's his end game pretty much.
And then Gordon pretty much says he's a mass murderer, but then he corrects himself and goes, actually, he's never really killed anybody. He kind of makes it to where the people kill themselves. Yeah. My question is, what do you think? Is he a murderer, or is he not? He's clean.
Nah, he's a murderer. He set up the trap.
Yeah. It's like they wouldn't be in that predicament if it wasn't for you.
It's like if I put you in this room with just Pepper's going to end up killing you.
Hell no, I'll beat her ass up.
I don't think
so. I don't know. She was fucking chasing me earlier today. She's evil.
But that's me murdering you by ferret.
Yeah, it is true. It's like, well, your hands are not clean regardless. Like, it's like you still kill people.
My hands are clean, but I put the trap, so they're half clean.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, one hand is dirty, not the other one. So it has that argument, because a lot of people online are like, no, like, he's not, because he doesn't. He just puts them in there. It's their choice then. But it's like,
think of it this way. It's like you put something in the middle of someone just so they can get hurt. What did you do? You hurt them by putting an obstacle in front of them. Like, hence, when I accidentally tripped that child, it was an accident.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It was.
I'm sure it was. Let's say John Kramer. But then we also have a flashback scene of Gordon's pretty much, I don't know.
He was at the hospital
It's
showing this patient with colon cancer, which we see that is this man we don't know, but in the future we will know that that's actually John Kramer.
Yeah, and then there's some random not janitor. He's what is it called? An orderly?
I think
so. He's an orderly from the hospital that he's like, oh, his name is John Kramer. Oh, no, he does say his name.
Oh, okay, yeah, he does.
So he says, that's just John Kramer. He's a very interesting guy. And Gordon's like, all right, weirdo.
And
all
that's
right,
Zep.
see ya. And his name is Zep.
Yeah.
I guess people just know him because he's always around.
Yep. This episode is brought to you by Manscaped.
Manscaped are the best in the below the waist grooming guys that has precision engineered tools for your balls, your bush, your junk.
Yep. Have you ever woken up in a murderous bathroom with a killer that you don't know it's a killer?
Sometimes.
And there's a hot doctor right across from you, and that killer happens to have the Performance Package 4.0 ready for you to go and use it on your balls so you can impress that doctor across the room from you.
I can't say I have, but I do want my balls to smell good. I do want my bush to look good.
Yup.
The Performance Package does have the Lawnmower 4.0, which honestly, pretty great.
Yup. It's waterproof. It has an LED light for, those hard to reach areas. And it reduces grooming accidents, which we all hate that.
Yeah, because it has some advanced skin tech. It helps it out. We also have the Weed Whacker nose and ear trimmer, which pretty much has proprietary skin tech. I don't know what ear tech is, but the skin tech helps you prevent any grooming accidents.
Yep.
It is also waterproof,
Yes,
which
it
is,
is.
come on, it is nice. Sometimes the cleanup, you want to just do it in the bathroom. Sometimes it's a little bit of water. It happens, okay, guys?
Also includes the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and the Crop Reviver Ball Toner.
Because, guys, sometimes it smells a little bad.
Yep, and those two will help your balls smell real yummy.
Yeah, sometimes we get it, and we're like, oh, that's a lot. A couple spritz of it, you're gonna smell good, and it smells good. It actually does smell really fucking good. And it also includes a travel bag, which is right here.
Yep.
Real nice. It has sexy boxers, which
it does.
I'm gonna just say it shapes it real good.
It sure
That's
does.
all I'm gonna say. And it has 2 free gifts.
2 free gifts, y'all.
That's pretty fucking awesome.
Can't get any better than that.
It really can.
But it does.
Yeah, because if you want to spoil your balls, go to manscaped.com, and with the promo code Horror Daddy, you'll get 20% off plus free shipping.
That is 20% off in free shipping using promo code Horror Daddy at manscaped.com.
Your balls will thank you. And then there's like a nurse, which I don't know if you noticed, but it's giving Dr. Gordon fuck me vibes. She is looking at him and like biting her lips and shit, and I'm like,
he's a doctor, free healthcare.
Do you think they role play and then like he role plays as a doctor? And she's
I would
like,
love that.
Oh, doc. And he's like, what do you want? And he goes, I want this. And then she grabs his dick and he goes, that's not covered by your insurance. Do you think that's how they role play?
I would.
It'd be like, you got 2 weeks. What has? I'm gonna murder that pussy or some shit like that. I'm not good at role play.
I can tell. So yeah, then Detective Tap basically comes over to question Gordon because they found one of his pens at one of the crime scenes.
Yeah, and that's how he became a suspect.
Yes.
Then in this one, they cut to Gordon talking to his lawyer.
Yeah, at the police department.
Because I guess, I don't fucking know why. If he has a fucking alibi, he has an alibi, but he doesn't know what to do. If he has an alibi, he can just say, here's my alibi. But he doesn't want to say it because he was with someone else. That's not his patient nor his wife.
Because that's the conflict that he was cheating on his wife. So if he uses that alibi, then his wife is going to find out that he was a cheater.
But they don't even tell her.
No.
They just call and they're like, okay, yeah, you're good.
Because then we cut to Amanda. This is where we meet the survivor, the first and one only survivor of Jigsaw, and we kind of get her flashback with the famous bear reverse bear trap.
Yep, it's in every fucking movie. I don't know about the newest one.
Dead by Daylight uses it as one of the fucking things in the game.
Yeah, it's literally the staple Saw movie weapon.
That one and the arm, but we get that in the sequel.
Yeah, so it's pretty much this montage scene that she is a drug addict. We get to find out that she's a drug addict, and she, of course, doesn't appreciate her life because she's just poisoning herself.
Yep.
And Jigsaw does say this. You have a reverse bear trap that's gonna rip your fucking head in half. The key is inside of the dead man's stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Look around so you know that I'm not lying.
Mm-hmm.
But we find out that the guy's alive.
Yep.
And I do find that interesting because I think when he says dead man, it's like because you're going to kill him. So he's a dead man.
Either way, you're going to, no matter what, you're going to kill him, which she ends up doing because she only has a minute to open the key or open the trap. And
even though this scene is so chaotic and everything, I fucking love it.
It's very
looks so fucking cool.
It does, but I'm like, too many circles. I'm dizzy.
I fucking love it because it just, I've never seen something like that. It's like, it just looks wild. And it's creative for me because it's like, they just did what they could.
Yeah.
Because this scene could have been really just straightforward. Just her gets up, freak out, puts it. But they stylized it. They made it into their own thing.
Which is the whole Saw style, which is in a circle, very crazy. That's like in every movie. This is when we get the puppet on the tricycle.
Yep.
Which I was like, oh my God, is this puppet alive? Not today, but like back in the day when I first watched it.
And it's creepy. Creepy as fuck.
This puppet's
man.
too creepy. I can't have this in my house.
Doesn't Frankie want one? Like the giant one?
He wants a life-size one. I don't know if I can do that.
That shit is so cool. He's not the killer. So you have nothing to worry about. It's not like this one. You have that. You have him right there.
Okay, he's tiny, but
he has Chucky.
And he's cute. You can't see Glenn, but he's cute.
Our listeners, Chucky's on the table. That motherfucking talks. You press a button.
What will they hear it?
Love him. Exactly.
Okay,
but
what if we get the Saw Chucky crossover where like Jigsaw meets Chucky and Chucky takes the fucking necklace and does the Aude Dembala on John Kramer, and then John Kramer goes into that Billy puppet, and then we get Chucky versus Jigsaw.
Well, I mean,
I'm here for that.
Then the whole Billy puppet story doesn't matter.
Fuck it, this is better.
Cause hey, no, leave it alone. But pretty much it just says the dog comes out and he goes, "You made it. You're alive."
He congratulates her.
Yeah, congrats that you didn't kill yourself.
Oh yeah,
that you didn't die.
Well, that you didn't die because she wasn't gonna.
But his hands are clean, so she did it. She didn't kill herself.
Whatever.
So she pretty much, Detective Tap kind of challenges her and goes, "You are a drug addict, though. That's why he chose you, right?" Mm-hmm. And she says, "He helped me. He helped me." So she's not a drug addict anymore, which is bullshit. Cause second movie. Anyways, so that's where we get her story. And fun fact, the short film that they made was that scene. It's the Amanda story. Oh. They filmed that to pitch the movie.
Got it.
So that's the scene that we see. I think you can find it on YouTube if you find it anywhere. But yeah, that's where we get from her, and pretty much Detective Tap becomes obsessed with Gordon because he's like, "Motherfucker, I know it's you.
I know it's you, bitch."
And I'm gonna just say that Detective Tap, you're he is the fuck up of the entire movie.
Yeah.
Nothing he does, everything he does goes completely wrong. Everything. He's always wrong about everything. And anyways, we'll get there because I was like, wow, this Tap, he's like a punchline in this entire movie. It is super strange.
Yeah, we do cut back to the boys in the bathroom, or the men, I should say, and this is when we find out about the whole two-way mirror thing.
Yeah, so he had thrown the saw earlier and breaks a chunk, and he's like, they're kind of bickering at each other, which is a lot of in this movie, and he notices that because he says, "I'm gonna cut you with this," and he notices that it's a two-way glass. When he breaks the rest of the mirror, there's a camera pointing towards them. Yeah. And it's getting transmitted to like an unknown location by some guy.
And we're seeing that someone's watching them, but we just don't know who's watching them.
Yeah, so it's like, oh shit, the bad guy's watching. That's the whole idea, is that the bad guy's watching this happening. So...
And now we get Gordon's daughter. We meet Diana.
Which he goes, "Oh, I'm just, he's like kind of like disoriented. He's like, "Oh, I'm just thinking about the last thing I said to my daughter." And then it cuts to the daughter. And I just imagine him being like, you're fucking ugly, man. Because every flashback reminds me of a Family Guy episode where they like kind of have a joke and then it cuts back to them. Yeah. So I just imagine him going like, "Damn, you're ugly." But it's pretty much the scene where we get what's happening with them.
Yeah, because she wakes up and she looks to the corner.
Mm-hmm.
She's looking at something, and it's not Sully or Maki from Monsters Inc. It's a black figure. We don't know what it is.
It's fucking creepy.
But you can kind of tell that someone's there. We just don't know. And then she goes to tell her. But the thing
her
is,
window's open too.
and her window's open. But this child, God bless her heart, because she wakes up so calmly, looks in that corner, and just walks to her mom's room. Super calm when I would have been screaming my fucking lungs out.
Yeah, and I love that she wakes up the mom. The mom's like, "What's happening?" She goes, "Mommy," and she's like, "What?" like, bitch, you need to talk to me. And pretty much, there's a creepy man in my room.
And the
That's
mom goes,
I look like I give a fuck because I don't.
because she goes, "Oh, let's go get your daddy."
And daddy's on Facebook. He typing something. And he's like, I'm too busy.
Yeah.
But then he stops. He's like,
There's a
talking
cute
to
scene
her.
with them. They're very,
Yeah.
very cute with one another. And then he leaves the room,
Mm-hmm.
and we see that the closet door opens. And I'm like, oh my God, we're going to get see Sully from Monsters Inc. But no, it's a creepy man that goes, "Hey, little girl."
And
I'm
his
like,
eyes
oh,
showing is
yeah.
so creepy. Mm-hmm. But I love that then Gordon is going to work, I guess. And the wife comes out hostile as fuck and goes, "What the fuck you not happy?"
Yep.
And
And we get that scene twice for some reason.
yeah, this is a scene where it literally cuts late, like 2 minutes later.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
And we know he ain't going to work. We know.
But I just love because he looks happy. He's kind of like almost skipping.
Yeah.
He's like kind of like leaving because he's about to
Because
get some.
he going to go destroy.
And the wife just comes out of nowhere. Why you pretending you happy, bitch? The fuck? And why don't you tell me you hate me? That has more passion. And I wanted him to look at her and go, "Fuck you."
No. Because she know he a cheating ass boy. She knows.
Okay, that's fine. It's just that we don't get to see their conflict until this scene, and this is the one scene that he seems happy. That he's like, "Oh, I love my family."
Because we need it later we need his emotion for later to show, and this is the way to show it.
I guess that's true. But you know that their relationship is not working out.
Yeah.
So at this point, we don't know that he's cheating, right?
We don't know yet because we don't know that we know that.
we I guess we know. Like he kind of alludes to it, but
Yeah.
he doesn't confirm it.
But come
completely.
on, man, leaving in the middle of the night to go to work.
Yeah, ladies, check his phone.
Check on your man, and if he has a little app with a yellow mask on it named Grinder, you better check him. Check him, ladies. Check him. There's a lot of them out there.
It's true. So pretty much we cut to
The bathroom
Pat.
again.
Oh yeah, the bathroom again. It's just a lot of bickering
Because
back and
this is
forward.
where he shows them the photos of his daughter and his wife.
Yeah.
They do get kidnapped, kind of. And he shows them because they're in the same house.
Oh yeah, this is the scene I wanted to talk about because the mom. So I guess the guy comes out of the closet.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Mommy," and the mom is barely jogging to save her.
If my child screams "Daddy," and it sounds like that child's getting murdered, I'm running. I'm running towards my child, and she's like, "Oh fuck, okay, I'm coming."
Oh, I'll be right there. And I do love it because it kind of gave me like Insidious Conjuring vibes where he's just standing there.
I didn't notice it because he kind of blended into the wall. I was like, "What is she looking at?"
But that's like a Conjuring thing because it's like they kind of blend into the wall. It reminded me, is it Insidious with the baby? And then you see the demon behind it.
Oh yeah, it's Patrick Wilson.
Is it Patrick Wilson?
Yeah, with the demon right behind him that jump
No.
scare?
It's like the baby crib, and I think Patrick Wilson opens the door, and then you see the demon behind it, and he goes to take the baby.
I don't remember.
I can't fucking
It's
remember.
been a while.
Yeah. So pretty much it reminded me of that. Where he's starting to get those horror like aspects down.
Yep.
But pretty much he talks about his family and everything. He's all happy about it. Like, I love my family. I would never cheat on them. And then Adam, he throws out his wallet to Adam because he has a picture of his family. But Adam sees that there's one picture that shows them like gagged, I would say.
Yeah, and tied up.
And it says greetings or whatever like that. And behind that it says I think it says, "With your eyes closed you see more. X marks the spot."
Yes, which is an allude to like turn off the lights and you might see X because the room obviously is very dark.
Yeah. So Adam takes that, and we don't know why. He just takes it and kind of puts it on his pocket, or he gives him the wallet.
He hides it because the thing with Adam is that Adam just heard them saying that, hey, he's gonna kill you before 6 o'clock if you let him.
Yeah.
That's because he can leave. So at any clue that is for Gordon, Adam's like, I don't know if I can trust it.
I guess that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't think about that because I was like, why the fuck did he do that?
That's why he kept it, because anything that is given to Gordon could be a way to kill Adam, and Adam can't trust Gordon right now.
Yeah. So pretty much he's like, oh, I don't see it. And it doesn't matter. It's just a lot of back and forth. And then we cut to Tap, and Tap is obsessed. Tap has his whole house is covered in fucking newspapers with all the different Jigsaw killers.
He's pretty much across the street.
Yeah.
Because he's looking through the window.
He looks, he lives across the street from Gordon.
Yep.
And we see that there's the guy that was inside of the house, looks out the window to see that, make sure that Gordon left. And Tap is like videotaping.
While also watching him.
Yeah, and he's like, ooh, you know something. And then he's writing shit down. Yeah. He's crazy. We don't get to see him. We just know because he's the only black character in the movie.
And we also see that the guy across the street is Zepp from the hospital earlier. Yeah. So we're like, oh.
Yeah, so something's happening. Mm-hmm. So Zepp's behind everything. And then I guess this when he like is watching the flashbacks.
So this is what I didn't know this was a flashback. So I thought the Tap we were watching now was the current Tap. Yeah. But then because the movie doesn't tell you, that's like another twist later. But we cut to Tap now in the detective's office, and he's watching closely at Amanda's tape. Everyone's going out for beers, but he stays behind. And then he notices a graffiti that's from a gang, and he's like, I know where the layer is.
The K2K, I think. Mm-hmm. And then he goes, hear this. And there's like faintly in the background a fire alarm.
Yep.
And they go and check all the fires that were at that time.
Yep.
So they find the location. They drive to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then
find the layer.
Yep. They find the layer. And they find all the traps. They find the Billy doll. They find the pig mask.
That's going to be very popular.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then there's a victim that just woke up. Yep. And there's like these two like drill bits that are next to his neck. And he is fucking losing it. And they're like, we got his ass. Let's go. Let's get him out.
There's the one trap that doesn't go all the way.
No. Mm-hmm. No. Mm-hmm. But then we hear an elevator going up, and then it's like, oh shit, we got him. We got his ass. Mm-hmm. Let's just arrest him, whatever. But they're like,
knew they were already there.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think he was pretty surprised, but he's
always ready.
He's always ready. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. Is that he always knows that like if something goes wrong, he's thinking. He's always thinking ahead.
Oh, because I remember the twist in the second one. Oh shit.
Oh, I love that fucking twist.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But that second movie is so good.
Back to this one.
Anyways, so pretty much they arrest they have him on gunpoint.
Yeah. He starts the trap though for the guy because he's like, well, you want to save him.
Yeah. So okay, I was gonna ask you this: what would you do in this situation? Would you let the guy die, or to arrest him, or just save him and let Jigsaw go?
My morality will tell me to save this guy and let this guy go for now. But we already know that we found this layer. We're gonna find you. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't even chase after him at this point.
What I would do if I was in that situation with the shotgun, motherfucker, free, blow his fucking kneecap. He's not gonna move. So then I'll go and save the guy.
That is true.
But no, there's two detectives. Tap is with Kramer or the Jigsaw killer.
And they can't really get in trouble for shooting him.
And that's the thing. Well, I guess they could. They're cops. I guess they're not supposed to shoot first until they're in danger.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, they're supposed to. And then the Sing is helping out and Jigsaw's kind of like, there's so much happening and Jigsaw's like, well, you have to choose now. What's up? The key? Yep, it's in the box. Mm-hmm. Find the fucking box. That's your problem.
But then Zing stops the trap by shooting at it.
Shooting at the both drill bits.
But then the Jigsaw killer, he has a knife that sticks out of his wrist. Not out of his skin, but the sleeve out of his wrist. And he cuts fucking Tap's neck.
Because he's looking at Sing.
Or slices it, yeah. And he runs away. Mm-hmm. And then Zing's like, Tap, stay here. I'll go after him.
And Tap's like, oh, motherfucker.
I thought he was going to die.
My thing is, I don't know how. Okay, so we find out that he makes it out.
Yeah.
And I don't know how, but he makes it. And Sing catches up. Bless you, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
And he makes it out or shoots him. He's falling down. He fell down. He goes to look closely, but there's a fucking tripwire. And when he crosses it, there's a bunch of fucking shotguns.
There's 4
on
shotguns,
the top,
yeah.
and blows his fucking brains out.
Yep.
Blood everywhere, but we don't see him, which is I do love that, because it's like we know his head got blown off, but we only see the blood like splatter everywhere.
Yeah, we don't see anything else. This is when Tap goes crazy because his partner dies. So I think, is it revealed here that we're now in the future? Or that this is the Tap in the
later.
future?
We have it later, because
we just know that Tap loses it at
Yeah.
this point because it comes back to the apartment, but we just don't have a time frame. So he's just kind of throwing everything around because he's just losing his shit.
Yeah.
And then we do get to we cut back to the men in the bathroom, which I will be honest, I keep ranting, but I honestly thought this whole movie was just in the bathroom.
That's
I forget
what I
about
remember.
everything else about this movie.
When I was watching, I was like, wow, this does take place so much more everywhere else. Like the bathroom is because there's not much happening in the bathroom.
No.
And sometimes in the bathroom, it's just bickering that's happening.
Yeah, I guess that's why this movie could have, been shorter, but whatever.
But then this is where they're trying to figure out, Gordon's thinking, and then he's like, can you fucking help me? Because you're just sitting there. So then Adam is playing with the card that says, with your eyes closed, you see more or whatever.
Which is the picture.
Yeah, or the picture. And then he goes, I don't know, fucking turn off the light then. Oh, because Gordon says, you're leaving me here in the dark. And he goes, oh, just turn off the light then. Just turn it off. And then when he turns it off, there's a giant X next to Gordon.
Yep, and not the movie.
Yeah, no, not that one. That's not out yet.
But check out our X episode.
Yeah, check it out, please. It's really good.
Anyway.
So then you see it's next to him. And I do love that the ADR is like, whoa, that must be fucking glow in the dark paint. And it's like, oh my God.
But then so Gordon finds a box in there inside of the wall, and it's basically a cell phone, 2 cigarettes, and a note.
Yeah. And the note says, you don't need a gun to kill Adam.
Use the poison, which I guess the blood that's on the floor from the dead man is supposed to be poisoned. So if he puts a little bit on the cigarette, he'll kill him.
Yeah. So that's why earlier it said when you have that much poison in your blood.
Yeah. Also, then Gordon is like, how the fuck did you know to turn off the light? And Adam's trying to play it off like, oh, I just knew, my instinct. And Gordon's like, shut the fuck up. No.
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Yeah. So then, this guy shows him Adam shows him the picture of his wife and the daughter tied up, and Gordon starts crying.
Freaking out. And pretty much he goes, grabs the cigarette and taps it on the fucking blood.
Yep.
But then he turns off the light. And
no, it's not there yet.
It's not there yet?
No, they sit down. He sits down and starts talking about his flashback.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Because
his kidnapping.
Yeah, his kidnapping.
The night before.
Which is literally saying that he was walking around. He noticed that he felt like someone was chasing him or whatever. Then it cuts to him getting out of the car, I guess.
Yeah, he gets out of the car to call 911, I guess. Because he tries the cell phone, and he's like, this reminds me of something from the night before.
The phone only receives calls, which I didn't know that was a fucking feature on back in the day.
Flip phones,
I guess. And then pretty much he goes to call, and his phone is not working, so he can only receive calls.
Yep.
And you see in the background the door of his car like opens.
Yep.
You see someone crawling with like a giant pig mask.
With the pig mask.
And then it's like boom, jump scare.
Yep.
And he gets kidnapped.
Yep.
That's pretty much fucking it.
And then
this is when he
they come up with the plan.
So he puts a little bit of blood on the cigarette. Yep. We're like, oh, he's gonna fucking kill Adam. He turns off the light, and we barely hear them whisper at each other.
But we knew they were planning because he goes, "Listen to me."
Yeah, he's like,
and
"Listen,
I was like,
Adam."
Okay, he's not gonna do nothing crazy.
Yep.
But, yeah.
So Zepp is kind of like watching what's happening. He's like, "What the fuck?" Like he's trying to listen and he can't hear anything.
Yep.
Turns on the light again. And he goes, I love this. Like, you still want that cigarette? And Adam's like, yup, I love cigarettes.
It's like they're acting in acting.
Yeah. It's like, I always love that. It's like the inception of acting. Because I just imagine me being like, yes.
But make it worse.
I was like, yes, I would like a non-poisonous cigarette. And then they throw it at each other. And the best scene in the fucking movie. I think it's the best scene in the movie. Because everything is so serious until now where he takes a puff of his cigarette. And he's like, oh, he's so happy. Yep. But it's not poisonous. He's faking that he's getting poisoned. And he's like, and he's like shaking and doing all these stupid shit. Falls over. And Gordon's like, I kill him. I did what you told me. let me fucking out. Where's my family?
Yep.
But then Adam gets fucking electrocuted.
And we didn't know those chains were tied up to electric, which I was like, okay, that guy behind the monitor is very smart, but there's a twist.
Yep.
Dun, dun, dun.
But so he starts getting executed, and I love that Gordon gets mad at him. He's like, bitch, what the fuck?
He's like, I literally just got electrocuted. You didn't hear that?
Yeah, it's like this loud, like, bzzz sound.
Maybe it was for us to hear, but
Yeah.
for them, I don't know.
I think that's what the point
to
was.
tell the audience that he's getting electrocuted now that he's acting again.
That'd be funny.
Yeah. So they do argue about, like, they don't believe each other, but then now we get this Adams flashback of how he got
Yeah,
kidnapped.
'cause
and
the
this is honestly
electrocution made him-
this is the scariest one.
Yeah, the electrocution made him remember everything.
Oh yeah.
I guess. But pretty much is that he was going to his apartment. He's a photographer, and he's hanging pictures of Gordon.
Yep.
And he is just walking around. And I do love this one shot where you see Gordon and there's like a door without the knob. So you only see Gordon's face,
Yeah,
and it's almost like you're looking in.
That's a cool shot. Yeah.
And so this is the reveal that he's like stalking Gordon. And then earlier, when Gordon is talking about his story, we see that someone took a picture of him, but we just never know who. So this is kind of alluding to that. And then I guess he wakes up. I don't know. I guess he wakes up and
He fell
everything's
asleep.
dark.
But you know, like I was telling you, on this Blu-ray, this scene looks a lot lighter than what it did
Yeah.
on DVD or VHS, wherever I saw it. Because I remember, even in the trailer, maybe my young mind just remember it scarier. Because I remember that trailer on that TV, that shit fucked me up. And I remember I couldn't see shit. And all you see, that jump scare of the pig come out. Is, oh.
Well, you also have to remember is that you already know what's happening. You know what
No,
you're
I
getting
know.
yourself into.
But it's a very tense scene.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because the whole thing is that it's dark. He lost power, and even his flashlight doesn't work. So he has his camera because phones were back then, and he starts taking pictures in order to see in front of him.
Yeah, and it's just flashing.
And, oh my god! And it's long too, and it's like picture.
Oh, trust
and
me.
Picture.
I couldn't do it.
And then out of nowhere, the Billy doll starts laughing. And it's
Oh,
like the
yeah.
Billy doll's just sitting there. And I love that he doesn't question it. He's like,
You know,
okay. He just beats it up.
If I was Adam, me with my little Chucky trauma as a child, I would have beat the shit out of that Billy doll.
I
I
mean,
fucked that bitch up.
Either that, or I would have started running
yeah.
or swinging that doll.
Yeah, but I guess his thinking is like, oh, it's just a fucking doll that I probably forgot about.
Hell no,
maybe.
I do not forget what the fuck is in my apartment.
It's so
Hell
true,
no.
though.
Hell no, I would be
But
like,
I
what?
guess, he's a fucking idiot. Like, he doesn't know. His apartment does not look like he keeps up with the fucking
No, he left
weekly
his
cleaning.
Yeah.
So I guess we can just suspend our disbelief there. But then we hear a noise in the closet.
Yep.
And he starts taking pictures, opens the door, he has a bat in his hand, takes a picture, and the same pig head monster comes out and grabs him, which we get to find out later who that person was. Amanda. And so that's how he got kidnapped. That's pretty much what we get for their background for right now.
And
Then he talks about, because this is when Gordon gets a call
yeah, from Diana.
from Diana and
Allison.
Alice.
'Cause Diana's the daughter. Allison's the wife.
Yeah. And it's pretty much like, so Gordon goes, here, motherfucker, you want to hear them in pain?
Yeah.
Here you go.
I just have one complaint. Diana sounds like a grown woman and Allison sounds like a little girl. So
It
that's why I
does.
kept getting them confused.
Yes, and me too, because I was like, this is so weird.
I don't know if it's
Diana-
because of Wonder Woman. I think Diana of like this Amazonian woman is supposed to be a woman. It's like they're born women. They're not born girls.
Yeah, that's true. But it's like Karen. It's like, have you ever seen a Karen that's been a kid? Never.
I've never met a kid Karen. I did work. Let me shut up.
Okay, moving forward. So it's pretty much the call is to torture Gordon and be like, look, I have your family hostage. Don't fuck this up. And Gordon is pissed. He's upset. Diana tells him like, hey, don't fuck this up. We're tied up. We're fine. So then Allie says, don't believe Adam.
Yeah, he's a liar. Yep.
And they hang up.
They start calling each other out here.
Yeah. And I love that he turns around and goes, my wife just name dropped you, motherfucker.
And he like, I don't know who that is. And he's like, well,
What'd
she
say?
called you.
He's like, what'd she say?
Yeah.
What'd she say? That you're a liar? He's like, oh, okay.
Yep.
Why you say that? And he's like, who the fuck are you?
And so we get the flashbacks that Adam basically works for the show Cheaters, and he was following Gordon around and taking pictures of Gordon, and I guess it was for his wife that he was cheating on him with one of the nurses from the hospital.
But
He was caught on the act.
Yep. So then they're like, motherfucker, like you're the one that's a liar because you didn't go to a hospital. You just told me you went to a hospital, work to save children. You went out to cheat, bitch.
Oh,
like,
oh my God! It wasn't even the wife who hired him. We find out that it was Tap who hired.
It was
dun dun
Tap.
dun. I wrote Tap hired Adam. Dun dun dun.
And I love because he's like, because it's like this crazy reveal because he's like in shadow the whole time, and then he comes out and he has a scar on his neck.
So then you know that it's after the whole thing with the partner because he lost it after that. So I was like, oh my God! So that was it was the whole future.
Yep. So then that's when we know that they are connected somehow. So they're
Which
both
is always a thing in the
other.
movies.
Yes.
Everyone's always connected to each other in some way or another. And in some of the movies, like 7 people, and it gets really confusing. Like I remember there was one movie where like they all had to work together in order to make it out because I think at the end they had to donate blood.
Yes.
Not donate blood, but like
donate like I think it was like 10 pounds or something.
No, it was blood. It's just it's not donation. It's pretty much sacrificing your blood.
Yeah.
But since most of them died, it was going to be harder for less people to give blood.
Yeah, it gets really fucking crazy. But
So,
it's always like that.
If
There's
you
always
ever get kidnapped by Jigsaw,
work
talk
together.
to each other and work together and see how y'all are connected.
Okay, so if we were in this situation, Carlos, the killer has Charlie, Lala, and Frankie.
Don't say my dogs.
And it's just you and I in the bathroom. You either have to kill me or save your dogs.
Jonathan, I don't know why you put me in this situation because you know I'm saving my dogs.
Bitch, that's fucked up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Damn, I thought we were friends.
Oh, we are friends. But my dogs are my babies.
That's fine. I don't blame you. I would be like, I'll kill myself. Don't worry about it. But we have a lot of bickering back and forth because they're just calling each other out. Mm-hmm. Adam comes in with the receipts. Motherfucker, look at the pictures here. He throws them. And then he notices that there's a guy in one of the pictures.
Yep.
Which then I realized, I'm like, did that Adam take that picture? Or did Tap take that picture? It's the same angle that Tap was looking at.
So
them.
if it's that picture, it's kind of showing us that Tap took that picture and Adam for some reason had it. Or like Jigsaw Killer somehow got a tan on it too.
So then when he tells Gordon that there was another person and he notices that it's Zepp. Mm-hmm. But then they look at the time and it's fucking 6 o'clock already.
Already 6 o'clock.
And they're like, fuck. So Zepp gets out. He goes, well, I have to do this. The wife, Allie, she had her hands tied, untied herself. Okay, sorry, I had some technical difficulties. So Allie untied herself, but then the killer's coming. She's trying to untie her daughter, but then I do love that like the killer's, Zepp is coming in with the gun. And she puts a shit on her daughter, and I was hoping her being like, "Bitch, you're fucked up. I'm leaving." And leaves her daughter to die.
I'm not gonna lie. My mom always told me, "Shut the fuck up. The killer's right out there." Because the daughter's like, "Mommy, help me," and I'm like, "She helping you. Just shut the fuck up."
Yeah, she being bad loud. It's like,
but
damn.
She pretends to be tied up. He makes the phone call to Gordon
because he says you're the one that's gonna tell him that he failed.
Yes, and he puts the phone to her, and she goes, "Gordon, I'm supposed to tell you I failed, but." You remember how I told you I'm a bad bitch? Get ready to listen to what about to happen. But no.
Wait, what did she say?
Bad bitch, you can't kill me.
So no, she does tell him he failed, but she gets up and starts fighting it.
Yep, and grabs a gun and just points it. Shoot him in the fucking leg or something.
They're both like dancing with the gun up in the air like this, doing like this. They're shooting everywhere, and I'm surprised this little girl didn't get shot.
She grabs the upper hand. She grabs him.
But for a while, they were like.
And then
like this.
She's on the phone and she's like, "Where are you?" And he's like, "I don't fucking know. I just woke up in this place." Mm-hmm. And then the daughter makes a fucking noise and Allie looks over and Zepp grabs a gun, and that's when they start shooting up the place because they have a struggle. But Gordon doesn't know. Gordon's like, "Oh, fuck, she's getting killed."
But Tap is across the street. He sees the struggle, so then he makes it to the apartment.
Yeah. So then we have that little chase where Tap gets there, tackled. This cuts back and forth a lot because we have the reaction shots of Gordon hearing everything that's happening.
And also gets electrocuted at one point.
Yep. And he starts going fucking bananas. Like, he is literally going crazy. So then Tap, we're going to cover the Tap part real quick. Tap goes over to the house, tackles Zepp, and pretty much Zepp tries to leave because he punches that Tap.
The girls get away too, and
the girls get away.
Mission. Mm-hmm.
And the mission is that he has to kill him. Like, he says it, like, I have to kill you. That is it.
Yep.
So then he goes to grab the girls. Tap finally gets up, and goes and chases him. There's this really weird car chase scene where
It was like a CW show.
yeah, it's like a lot of zoom ins and zoom outs and all that shit, which is budget limitations, unfortunately. And then they get to like this undisclosed location.
Yep.
And
we're thinking is maybe where the bathroom is.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
that was my thought.
Because it looks just like it. So then they're chasing each other. They're trying to shoot at each other, and Tap grabs him, and they're having a struggle. They're pointing the gun at in the air. He's trying to get the upper hand, but then Zep gets down and shoots him in the fucking chest.
Yep,
and Tap dies.
Yep.
Which I'm like, wow. So that's you. First of all, you were wrong about who the fucking Jigsaw killer was.
Yeah. Yep.
You
Super
got your
wrong.
your neck slit.
Yep.
Your partner died, and you died. Good job,
You
Tap.
should have just went to Florida
Yeah, you should have just left
and lived there.
Yeah, like you. There's no. He got done dirty in this entire movie.
He sure did.
But while this is all happening,
Gordon lost his shit.
Gordon lost his mind. He is freaking out. He just gets electrocuted, gets back up, and he's like, you know what? Fuck this shit.
Because they make us think they killed him because that was he had till 6 o'clock. If not, he would die. Or the wife.
And then, bless you.
Thank you.
And then pretty much he grabs a saw and starts sawing the fucking chain.
Yep.
But then he's like, no, fuck this. Ties his fucking shirt on his leg and just starts going at it at his foot and starts going fast and fast and fast and fast. And fun fact, I was listening to the commentary for this, and there's a funny cut because James Wan's like, oh, people thought we were using real saws. The only thing is that we blunt the edges so that way you could just use it for whatever. And he's like, it was totally safe and everything. And it literally cuts to Gordon going, oh yeah, I cut my leg. I was going really fast, and James Wan was telling me faster, faster, faster. And it makes sense. I would be trying to make this happen as fast as possible. And he shows this scar that he literally has like a lot. It's not huge, but it's like you can notice it, scar on his leg. And he said that like they had fake blood, but eventually it was his own blood. Oh,
that's why his accent came out at the end of this movie.
And then literally his whole voice changes. He has like this like English accent throughout the ending. Oh, and I love that Adam is freaking the fuck out in the background.
Yeah, well, he cuts his foot. He grabs the gun from the dead man in the middle, puts the bullet he had in it, shoots Adam. So we're like, okay, he killed Adam. Zep shows up. And Zep just wants to make sure that Adam is dead. But then Adam is like, nah, I'm not dead. I'm alive. Attack Zep, kills Zep with a toilet seat. And then Adam and Gordon have a real sensual scene here where Adam's like, baby, I'm gonna promise you I'm gonna go get you some help,
they're like touching
baby.
faces and they're like, oh,
very hot.
And then Adam is just freaking out like, please don't leave me.
But Gordon looks like a ghost. He's so pale.
Gordon is so pale.
And honestly, I get it.
Yeah, he doesn't have a fucking foot.
I remember being that pale.
And he pretty much says like, I have to go get help because if not, I'm just gonna fucking die here. And he goes and leaves. Pretty much. He crawls his way out. And then Adam is looking through Zep's jacket and he finds a tape because he's looking for a key. Because he's like, oh, he has a key for me to go.
And this is when we get Adam's tape, which is this one. I was like, wait.
It's like, which one?
It's
so Zep's tape says this.
Hello, Mr. Hindle, or as they called you around the hospital, Zep. I want you to make a choice. There's a slow-acting poison coursing through your system, which technically he said that about earlier about the whole blood thing. So then he says, which only I have the antidote for. Will you murder a mother and her child to save yourself? Listen carefully, if you will. There are rules. Yeah,
and this is the big reveal that of course, that for the first time viewers of the movie, this is where it's like, oh shit, you thought Zep was the bad guy, but he's just part of the whole game as well.
And this is when honestly, the score. God. I love the score to this movie. This is where it starts, and it always ends with the twist and the score at the same time. It always leaves you like,
yep. And then like at the end, you see, I love that Adam is like listening, and then he slowly looks next to him, like kind of in shock, and you see the guy in the middle get up, and he like gets up really slow. He throws it back a little bit, like
he's on his floor, like
he's like, oh yeah.
He kind of reminds me of From Dusk Till Dawn, Salma Hayek.
Salma Hayek, like real sensual. He gets up, he cleans up like the prosthetic of like the gunshot.
He Freddy Krueger's it. He's like, I got the brains.
That's actually perfect.
Yeah.
So he takes it out. He gets up and then he goes, "The key to your lock is in the bathtub," and it's the fucking key that we see at the beginning of the movie
with the light that goes through the drain,
and that's why I'm like, Adam was fucked from the beginning, bro.
Or he was very, very lucky if he would have just knew the key and would have, if he would have known what was happening, the key would have just been in the tub. He could have been the first one out.
Yeah, like it's like he did. You're knocked out. You wake up at a dark place, and he's like, "Oh yeah, well you fucked up because you I don't know. You woke up."
I don't think did Adam do anything wrong. I mean, he was just taking pictures of cheaters.
The thing was that he wasn't, I guess, appreciating his life because he was looking at other. That's where the motive. I don't understand his motive because it's like, I guess it's that he's living. It's kind of he's not living his own life.
Yeah, it's kind of like, oh, you're fuck. I had like what he was trying to say in my mind. Like
what I got from it was that because Jigsaw is that you're not appreciating your life and you have a disregard of other people's lives.
Oh, yes. That's what I want. It's like you're fucking other people's lives over in order to make yourself happy when you could just make yourself happy.
Exactly. But it's like, makes sense. Then this is my thing is that he put him in such a situation that like just because he woke up, his fate was already sealed from the very beginning. Because it's like, how is he supposed to wake up and then grab it?
Unless he had the choice to cut off his foot. It's just now he would be missing a foot. He had the choice. That's true.
He did have the choice.
He didn't do that. And then John Kramer gets up and basically tells him, game over.
Yeah.
And does the whole Leatherface.
Yeah, it's so fucking cool. It's all smoky. It's all green. It looks so fucking sick. Closes the door. And I love the fucking scream that he gives out. And it fades to the credits, but you still hear Adam's scream in the background.
The music automatically cuts when he says game over.
Yep. And then I just love how the credits just like you hear his scream gets like further and further away, and it's like he's completely forgotten about. And I fucking love that. And I think this movie has such a great fucking ending, and it's not even just a twist. It's just so good. The ending is just so good.
I think it's that. I think that what it makes this movie so great is John Kramer getting up and he was never dead the whole time.
Yeah.
And it's revealed that John Kramer was the one electrocuting them, which now and then it also starts making sense of like their plan was fucked from the beginning because he was in there listening.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's like, he thought about everything and he was there the whole time. And the whole thing is that that who you thought was the killer is not even part of the killer.
No, he was part of his plan too.
Exactly. And I love that. And this spawned a whole ass franchise. And that's pretty much Saw 2004. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, well, like every movie, we like to read a review from Letterboxd or whatever, and then we like to do a 1-star and a 5-star if this is your first time listening to us. So, Carlos, you want to go ahead and start?
So, my 5-star review goes as this. Just two boyfriends chained up in a Grammy bathroom against the world.
I mean, yes.
That would make a lovely love song. And then my 1-star review. Well, at least Adam was hot.
True. Damn. I simp over Adam all the time. So my 1-star is I have decided I won't be playing this game. Thank you, however, for the opportunity. Sir Jigsaw, I don't consent to this. That's pretty much me. My 5-star, it says, I love gay cinema. Dicks out for Adam. Always dicks out for Adam. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's Saw. Daddy of the movie, Adam.
John Kramer, later in the movies, he's the daddy in the movie.
Yeah.
Because I do love his character.
Man, that man, even after he passes, spoiler alert.
Oh, yeah.
He had everything planned out.
He's a fucking problem, man.
Hey, Linkin Park is in one of the movies. If anyone hasn't seen them,
Chester Bennington, rest in peace.
Yeah,
he's in one of the movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, if you haven't seen Saw, obviously go watch it. The first one is not bad. It's literally,
it really isn't.
It's not like if you don't like the torture porn aspect, it's literally not. Like it's more of a drama than anything.
But I recommend if you try to watch it on a DVD or a VHS. Try to watch it with lower quality. I think it is better that way.
Yeah, because the Blu-ray, it's like very color graded. Like it looks the colors are really bright and everything. So I enjoyed it, but I mean, of course, it's just because I'm a fan of the movie. But go watch it. I think it's worth it. later in the movie, it does get pretty fucking crazy.
Yep.
But 1, 2, and 3, I think are fantastic. I
Yeah.
love those 3 movies. The third one is a little bit,
The third one starts getting really into like the torture porn,
Yeah.
as people call it.
and it has one of the
but
worst
it's
kills in there.
Super cool. I
Yeah.
love that. That third one's really cool.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Anything you want to say?
Favorite kill.
Oh yeah, favorite kill. I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this one doesn't have like any like crazy kills.
I mean,
It has death scenes.
okay. Favorite game.
Okay.
Trap.
So I think the most iconic one, I think is the Amanda one.
Obviously, the reverse bird trap.
Yeah, because I do love the style. I do love the Amanda character. And I do love that she survives. I think that's actually really cool.
The worst trap to be in. Then.
The worst trap to be in, reverse bear trap, I think.
You think so?
Hell yeah.
If because I know myself, I don't know if I can survive any of these, and I wish I would never be in any of these situations. But to me, the worst one would have to be
the barbed wire one.
The barbed wire, because
That's
you don't die. You die instantly from the bear trap.
Yeah,
reverse bear trap.
he died from blood loss. Like,
yes,
that's how he died.
So he slowly died.
I guess that's true. I guess if the worst, it's just like I'm thinking of what the damage of a reverse bear trap.
I mean, you won't be recognizable. But with the barbed wire, you're living through it as you're trying to get through there.
Yeah,
And you're slowly dying.
I guess,
reverse bear trap is.
Yeah, but
I've seen
also,
Dead by Daylight. You fall.
Yeah, that you're instantly dead.
Yeah,
but also the one with the oil and the fire, because
mean,
you're holding your fate in your hands.
Yes, and
while you're stepping on glass,
you light up on fire. But the outcome of that is at least you'll look like Freddy Krueger.
Okay.
If you like Freddy Krueger,
there's a plus. There's a plus to it.
But if you don't, but that one also will be very painful because you're burned alive pretty much.
Yeah.
And rolling in glass, not fun.
Hell no, that's just disturbing.
So those two are really bad. It's just I feel like the barbed wire, you're cutting. It's like you're trying to escape, but you can't.
Yeah, and then you're not dying instantly.
Yeah.
With the fire, I mean, you're not dying instantly either. But
you do have the choice of just sitting there and starving to death, but that's up to you.
Yeah, that's so make your choice.
Yeah, literally, that's what he says.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's it. I think the fire one, because you're holding your fate, and I think that freaks me out because I'm like, oh geez, I'm gonna drop this shit.
Yeah, I think I would have just sat in the back of the cage and been like, well,
I'm just gonna die.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yep.
But yeah, and I think,
Wank
do you have a
bit
favorite
before I die?
A favorite quote? Whoa. Do you have a favorite quote?
No.
No.
Well, game over.
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't really.
I do like that Adam earlier in the movie says, "This is the most fun I've had without lubricant in a while."
Oh.
And I'm like, Jesus, Adam, what you into? Let's go.
I mean, you can tell me.
All right, guys. Well, that is it for the episode. Do we know what we're doing next week?
So yeah, we did. So next week we're gonna do Fresh from Hulu.
Ooh.
With Sebastian Stan.
Oh, daddy. But so check that out. If you haven't seen our other episodes, go check them out. We're of course on all the platform for podcasts except Pandora because you're petty as fuck.
Oh,
and YouTube.
Yeah, and for all the sugar daddies out there, my birthday's in 2 weeks, so I take Cash App and Zelle.
He don't need it. He's fine.
I do.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, go say happy birthday to Carlos. We're gonna have a special episode with him. So
yeah, and if you guys want me to sing you happy birthday, just let me know in the comments. When's your birthday? I was being real serious that one time I said it, and no one's done it.
He wants to sing.
I do to the listeners.
Yeah. So guys, you want to hear his beautiful voice? It's like a mixture of Fergie and Jesus in one.
Fergalicious, or as I like to call it, Carloslicious.
Well, guys, all of our social medias are down below. Twitter, everything. We're at Horror Daddies. Check us out. We upload every Monday. And if you haven't liked and comment, I hope you do because, Jigsaw did say you're going to die. So don't do that because we want the views.
Yep.
But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching.
And thank you again for Manscaped. And remember,
game over.
See you in your dreams.
Horror Daddies.